Are you at the point where you're able to play notes, scales, chords and simple songs quite easily and cleanly? It's time for you to enrich your repertoire with some special techniques. It is inevitable for guitarists to learn techniques like hammer-on, pull-off, sliding and bending, because it makes your guitar playing much more fluid, natural and in some cases faster. These are not always just optional decorations, but sometimes they're necessary for articulating your notes in a particular way so that your music is much more stylistically accurate. These techniques can also help you to stay more economic with your energy. Stay tuned to find out more about these 4 fundamental techniques. Now grab your guitar and let's get to it. Hello everyone, this is Guitar Tips with András. In today's video we're going to discuss the 4 fundamental techniques: hammer-on, pull-off, sliding and bending. I offer online guitar lessons, so if you need any help, make sure you reach out to me on my website today to get 50% off your first guitar lesson. Today I decided to use my electric guitar because I think these techniques are very useful in rock music, but keep in mind it's extremely useful to practice these techniques on the acoustic guitar as well. So what do these 4 fundamental techniques have in common? They allow you to play multiple notes without having to play all of them with your right hand. This is crucial for saving energy, but in most of the cases it sounds in a very particular way that otherwise would not be possible if you played through all the notes. In many cases this also enables you to play much faster. For example, if I play this scale, playing through all of the notes, it sounds very forced. That might be what you're going for, but in certain situations you might want to hear something like this. It was both faster and it sounded a bit more fluid, and this is all thanks to how I was using hammer-ons and pull-offs. So the first technique is hammer-on. The idea is actually pretty simple. You're playing a string like this, and then you hammer one of your left-hand fingers against the fretboard. It's really important that you're only playing the first note with the right hand, and the second note is strictly hammered onto the fretboard with your finger, and you do not use the right hand for that. It's always worth using the very tip of your finger because the side of your finger is actually quite soft. This requires a little bit more precision, but it's totally worth the practice. Practice this a few times with all 4 of your fingers. Don't worry too much if your hammered-on note is a little bit quieter or muffled. Often it's quite desirable for this hammered-on note to sound slightly different from the one that you play with the right hand. This way you introduce some textural variety in your playing. So let's demonstrate this technique using the E minor pentatonic scale. One thing to keep in mind when you're practicing your hammer-on technique using a scale exercise is that you should be keeping all the notes the same length. Try to avoid doing something like this. When you're starting off, it's going to be very tempting to do it like this because it's usually simpler this way, but trust me, you should keep all the notes the same length. This is going to help you integrate this technique into your solos much more seamlessly. So keep all the notes the same length. And as always, try to focus on clarity as much as humanly possible. But what happens if the first note is not an open string? Let's demonstrate this technique with the G minor pentatonic scale. You see the first note is on the 3rd fret, so you're going to have to keep the first note fretted while you're hammering on with your pinky, like this. This is crucial that you're not lifting this finger up before this finger goes down, because otherwise this is what's gonna happen. Do you hear it? That there's this big gap between the 2 notes. That's nowhere near as seamless as if you did it like this. Keep this finger down. So with this in mind, let's practice through the G minor pentatonic scale. The next technique is pull-off. The idea is quite similar to the hammer-on, but it's literally all the way around. So you need to play the high note first, and then you need to pull this finger off. like that. It's quite important that you do not just lift up the finger, so it's not like that, but you actually play the string with the fretting finger, like this. And as always, try to use your right palm as much as humanly possible to keep those strings that you aren't playing at the moment muted. Trust me on this one, the slower you do it, the harder it's going to be. So challenge yourself. If you can play this nice and slowly while maintaining clarity, that means you're getting the hang of the technique. Now let's do the same thing with the G minor pentatonic scale again. In this scenario, you're going to have to make sure that the index finger is already fretting your second note before you even play the first one. Okay, this is quite crucial, because if you don't do that, then it's just going to be chaos. Now let's go through this scale. When you're coming down a scale like this, you're going to have to use your index finger to keep those strings, which you no longer need, muted, like this. My index finger is actually quite flat. This is to ensure that the side of my finger mutes the high E string that I no longer need. Watch what happens if I don't do that. Chaos. So always keep the strings that you don't need at the moment muted, unless it is chaos you're going for. You could combine hammer-ons and pull-offs to play the G minor pentatonic up and down, like this. So the next technique is sliding. As with the previous two techniques, you're only going to be using your right hand once. You play the first note with your right hand, and then you slide your left hand up to the desired fret. Just make sure that you maintain constant pressure with your finger, because otherwise it's not gonna work. Watch what happens if I release the pressure just a little bit. The note is much quieter now, so make sure that you keep the pressure constant. The good thing about this technique is that you can go backwards really easily, like this. Okay, so let's go through the G minor pentatonic scale using this sliding technique. The last technique is bending. It's going to be very similar to the first three techniques in the sense that you're only going to be using your right hand once. The idea is that you play a note and then you bend the string after you've played it, either this way towards the floor or towards the ceiling. Doesn't matter, it's the same effect. This is what it sounds like. Do you see that I'm using multiple fingers on this string? It's simply to make it easier. You're welcome to do the same. The way this works is by bending the string, you're tightening it, and by tightening the string, you make it sound higher. So for example, if I bend the string like this, I make it sound like this note. The good thing about this technique is that you can go there and back quite seamlessly, like this. So that's it. These are the 4 fundamental articulation techniques on the guitar. Please leave a comment if you think I missed something. And as always, thanks for watching, keep practicing, I'll see you next week.